All right, we're live, guys. We're going to do a quick audio check real quick. Give me just a minute. And then we'll go through the intro and all that good stuff. Wow, where did that come from? We don't need that on our stream. There we go. Okay, Andrea, say hello.
Hello. You have your camera off?
No, my camera's on. We got everybody, we're seeing everybody. I can hear you in Twitch, so we're gonna get on with it. This is just a one-off fun Sunday stream we're doing with our guest Andrea. She is the marketing manager over at Yakriva Studios. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And we're going to be going through character creation today for Flagstone, and this will not be Andrea's first character, but it'll be her second character ever in a ttrpg and her second Flagstone character. But this will be the first one she's made in about a month, and so we're going to walk through it nice and slow because there's been a lot of changes to the mechanics. And yeah, all right, well, so Andrea, how are you today?
Fine. You?
I'm doing good. Okay, so what kind of character are we making for you today? Like, what's the general idea? I like to start people with, instead of thinking about stats and abilities and everything else, like, I like to get a sense of what kind of character they want to build. So this is in Flagstone, you can do almost anything, right? But you have to kind of specify what it is that you want to do.
I want to build a strong character, but intelligent one, like I started to build sometime.
Okay, so we got some characteristics here. We got strong, we got intelligent.
Yeah.
What else can you tell us?
Magic.
Oh,
Can
you want some magic? Yeah, we'll get some magic in there. Yeah.
Strong, intelligent, and magic.
Okay. So let's flesh that out a bit more. Male or female, or what?
Male.
Male. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna do male. You say magic. What kind of magic? Like, are they blasting fireballs, or are they making plants grow, or are they buffing their allies, or are they, singing magical songs, or, like, what kind of sky's the limit?
Travel through time, through some portals.
Time magic. And okay, that's doable. Portal magic, or
I need to write this in my character sheet.
I'm just making notes on the side there for us, so we have a kind of guidelines. Okay, so now when this guy, what do we have a name? What's a good name?
Daku.
Daku.
Yeah.
How do you spell it? D-A-K-U?
With K.
Like that?
Where should I
it's
see?
It's on your character sheet. On the side, on the basic biography stuff. I've just got a little list there on the side.
Oh, yeah. Like that, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I should share my screen or not?
No, you're good. Because any changes you make on the character sheet, I'll see. So when Daku gets in a fight, how does he fight?
With a bow.
Fights with a bow. Okay. Archer. Is it a longbow or a crossbow?
A crossbow.
Ooh, crossbow fighting. Okay. What if the enemy gets too close? What does he do?
Magic.
So he does up close magic, right? So he's
Yeah, she
okay.
will use the travel through a portal and disappear.
Okay. So we want some combat teleporting. This is interesting. Okay. Um, that's a pretty good place to start. Okay.
Thank you.
There's a lot of information. So we're gonna get on your character sheet there, and there's some of this stuff we can already fill in. The name is Daku. Um, and if you would go ahead and fill in as much of that little bit of information right there as you can think of, especially the age, the hair color, eye color, height, weight. Like kind of give us an idea of what he looks like. And maybe the place to start with that is the next step, and that is your heritage, right? So
Yeah.
now,
Should I go to the Flagstone website?
actually, if you just open up Twitch, you'll be able to see. Yeah, because I've got. If you go to my stream on Twitch, you can see my screen. Just make sure you mute it, or you're going to get mic feedback.
Uh, I prefer to not do that. Can you send me in Discord, please?
Yeah. There's some Inception stuff going on there for a minute.
Oh no. So I need to mute my mic.
No, not mute your mic. No. When you go to Twitch, just mute the stream on Twitch.
Okay.
So then you should be seeing my screen, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and you're not getting double sound or anything?
I muted it.
Can
It
you?
has an ad? What?
Yep. That's the way it goes. I don't control that. You're not a subscriber, Andrea.
Oh no, I just see it. I will subscribe after stream because maybe I will do something with the stream and you don't like it. So what I need to do now?
Okay. So you can see my screen now on stream?
Yeah.
Okay. So in Flagstone, we have currently 4 playable heritages. These are your character's race and culture. We have the Ankana, which are desert dwelling, essentially mammalian carnivorous humanoids. So cat people, jackal people, mostly modeled after sub-Saharan creatures, right? So this is a lot of your anthro mammals. Fulmen are draconic humanoids. They are all about some magic. They're then you have humans, which they have a lot more options in the early game, but they kind of balance out in the long term. And then you have the Kachari that are shark-like humanoids.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Fulmin.
Fulman. Okay.
Fulmin.
The
Why you
Fulman.
say Fulmin? Fulmin.
Fulman. Now, if you wanted to read up on the race themselves, there's a whole entry on the Flagstone website.
Yeah.
For now, though, the part that we're interested in for character creation is going to be right over here on the right-hand side, where it tells you what their base ratings are. And if you look on your character sheet, on the main character info, on this right-hand side, you have these attribute ratings, right? So we want to get the letters from over here and
Oh,
put them in that spreadsheet. So like for your health, it's EDD. For your stamina, it'll be DEE. Mana is DDE, and fade is EDD. Okay, so we want to put those into these blocks.
oh.
And if you need a link to that, I'll send you a link in Discord so that you'll have it. But you should be able to get through the menus pretty easy.
I will learn better if you edit it. Insert it
I
for
gotta,
me.
I gotta do it for you. Oh
Oh
no.
no.
That's not how this works. Learn by doing. Learn by doing.
Okay, so give me the link, or you did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did it.
So I need to share my screen
No.
because if someone is looking at this,
They
doesn't understand nothing.
Yeah, they got it. They can see because I've got it on my screen
Yeah.
where they can see where we're taking the information from, and I can show them where the information goes.
Okay.
Stop trying to weasel out of it.
So what I need to see these ratings.
Yeah. So that you need to put the health ratings for each of those pools from your heritage onto your character sheet.
Yeah. Heritage here.
On the main character info tab, and where it says so this information, the hit point HP EDD goes into the field attribute rating for health on the main character info tab of your character sheet.
Um.
Okay, give me a second and I will do it for you. I don't. Do you see where I put the information in now? Look on the main character info tab of your character sheet.
Main current. Now is good.
Yeah, here. You see?
Attribute
Yep.
impulse. Yeah.
Yep.
ADD.
Yeah, that's where that information goes. So the next one would be your stamina points, DEE.
I need to write here
Mm-hmm.
like that.
It's going to be DEE. Delta Echo Echo. The first letter is D. D is in dog.
Oh. Like that?
I'm not seeing that anything changed.
What?
Like that. For mana, it's going to be DDE.
Oh, so here is
D D DDE.
like that?
I see EEE.
Let's see the website.
Okay, just I'll fill it in. I'll
Okay.
Okay. Your fade points are EDD. Okay. Right. So
Yeah.
after okay, so let's go over to rating things so that
Yeah.
to make sure that you understand what's going on there.
Okay.
The rating system in Flagstone uses a letter system to indicate the numbers for bonuses and die rolls and such. In the case of a rank, you'll hear it as a single letter. It'll be like a rank E or a rank D or a rank C, right? Okay, those letters represent the numbers 1 through 6. So E is 1, D is 2, C is 3, B is 4, A is 5, S is 6. Okay. Now, a rating is a 3-letter designation, and it'll have 3 ranks. It's comprised of 3 ranks. It'll be EEE or DDE or something along those lines. The first number is always a single digit. The middle number represents a type of die. Like it'll either be a 4-sided die or a 6-sided die or an 8-sided die or a 10-sided die, a 12-sided die, or a 20-sided die. There's a little table here on the website that explains that. So in order, these represent potency, range, and efficiency. Potency will tell you how many die you're supposed to roll. The range tells you what type of die you're supposed to roll. And the efficiency tells you what kind of bonus you're going to add to that die, to each die, right? So, for example, if you have EEE, you're going to have 1d4 plus 1 or 1d4 minus 1 as the case calls for. If you have DDD, it's going to be 2d6 minus 2 or 2d6 plus 2, as the case may be. Efficiency, which is this third column, is best thought of as the most bang for your buck, right? So when you're saying how much of something you do, how much damage, how much healing, anything like that, it acts as a bonus. It's a plus. So it would be like 2d6 plus 2. That would mean that you're adding 2 points for every die that you roll, right? So it really stacks up as a good bonus. If you're talking about how much something costs you, like how much mana, how much stamina something costs, or what have you, this is a negative. So it reduces the cost, right? So it would be 2d6 minus 2 for each die. Excuse me. And that is the entire rating system right there. All the numbers in Flagstone are based on that table. Okay, so that's crucial to understanding what's going on. The other thing to be aware of here is units. Units will tell you what the scale is that you're working with, whether it's a number of rounds. If you're talking about time, it'll be a number of rounds or minutes or hours or days, etc. If it's in a number of tiles on the map, right, it can be that goes all the way up to kilometers away. If you have volume, so that can be in liters or the number of tiles cubed. And if you're talking about mass, it's a kilo, 10 kilo, 100 kilo, up to tons, and so on and so on. So you can get to where you're making really big things happen. But this is the important thing to understand here is that the units is separate from the rating. They are not the same thing. Okay, so just bear that in mind. All right. So if you understand that, then are you good on that?
Let's see.
Well, I mean, do you have any questions?
We will use the dice rolls in on Discord, or no?
You know, like if you're playing this at your kitchen table, you'd be using physical dice. If you're playing it on Discord, you'd be using a Discord bot. If you're playing it on Roll20 or one of the virtual tabletops, they all have their
Yeah.
own dice rolling mechanism. Really, it's just how many dice you would roll, what type of dice, and what the bonus is. The one thing to be careful of with Discord dice bots is that most of the time they want to calculate this as the number like 6d20 and then you add 6 to the total. But in Flagstone, it would be 6 times the d20 plus 6 or d20 minus 6, right? So the formula is slightly different in order of operations. In other words, like for S rating, right? If you had a SSS ability, but the baseline for it would be you would roll 60-20 and add 36 total to the result. Right, because you're adding 6 for each die. So it would be 66 plus 36 total.
Okay.
Hello. Who popped in?
Uh, I don't hear the
Hey,
Discord
oh, right.
voice.
Hey, Doug. Just so you're aware, we're live streaming right now. So you're welcome to be on here, but just thought you should be made aware.
Ask him if he wants to join as a guest on Twitch now.
I can hold on. If you want, I can send you a link. Give me 1 second, because otherwise it's going to cause some audio issues. So hold up 1 moment. Yep, give me 1 moment. Copy link. Where is? There you go. Okay, I have sent you a link. You just follow the link. It'll join the stream, and then I'll need you to mute your mic in Discord after that. And guys, bear with us for 1 second. We're adding somebody to the stream.
Okay. You are singing.
Filling the dead space.
Okay, I'm.
So, Doug, how have you been doing today? Oh, there's notification. There's show on stream. All right. So, yep, there you go, dude. You're live with us. If you would mute your Discord.
Done.
Okay, that way we're not getting the double feedback. If you want to be able to see the whole stream, you can. I'll send you a link to that. And just to bring you up to speed real quick, what we're doing is kind of a laid back stream where we're helping Andrea learn to make a character.
Hello.
So there's
Your music is very loud.
yeah.
It will lose some copyrights.
Nah. Nah.
Okay.
Okay, so we got your attribute ratings done. I hope that the reason I wanted to go back and hit the rating system on that is because I wanted you to know what those letters meant, right? So what this means for your ratings here, if we look at the attributes and pools page. Is each of these pools is going to have an effect on your different defenses and stuff. It'll have they'll determine how much health and how much mana you receive, how much stamina you get, etc. Right?
Yeah.
The other one that we need to get here is your breath rating. Right now, for the pre-alpha, all characters are starting with a DDE breath rating. And they get a max starting pool size of 14 by base. So we're just going to add that DDE right here into your breath pool. And there's that. Okay. So let's go back over to your biography tab, because we have a very important question to answer for your character, and that is the question of prepared or spontaneous. In Flagstone, any character whatsoever can use magic. There's no limitation on that. What does change is how they use it. We just lost Andrea. 1 second.
Uh-oh.
How you been, man?
Alive.
I felt that.
Yeah, kind of normal bullshit.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get her back in stream real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Looks like her internet died because she got booted out of Discord too. Well, man, have you had the chance to read through the changes?
No, I just woke up a little bit ago.
Fair. We got
I should say I rolled out of bed a little bit ago after trying to sleep, but it didn't work.
Yeah, so the biggest thing we did was we took all the weapon skills and moved them out of the chakras into the flagstones, and then split up the bonuses based on which flagstone you acquire the bonus in.
All right. Like I said, toss me a link to that and I'll look everything over.
Welcome back.
Sorry, my PC is, I don't know what happened. Just turning in black screen.
Yeah, I think we're gonna call that the Bill Gates.
Okay.
Your computer pulled a Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about. See, Doug, you wanted. We're gonna get to it as we walk through this. So just, do you have the link to the website? Don't you? I sent you that one.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah.
I think I sent it to you yesterday or the day before. Hold on. This is.
If I could just figure out how to get this to go through my monitor.
This is.
I could actually hear.
Okay, there you go.
Perfect.
Okay, so Andrea, the thing with the prepared and the spontaneous is that prepared wielders have to create their abilities in advance, and they have to spend time perfecting them and upgrading them and really training them. But the trade-off is that by default their abilities are a bit more efficient, and they don't run the risk of failing as much as the spontaneous wielder does. So A prepared wielder, when they go to do something, they're going to be able to do it. But they're limited because they're mainly doing stuff that they've practiced. The spontaneous wielder is able to kind of splice things together on the fly. They're able to choose what they want to do when they want to do it, but because they're not very prepared, there's always the risk of failure. Oh, there's Bama.
Who is Bama?
That's my wife.
Oh.
Yeah, she's at work getting ready to come home. We've got a concert to go to tonight. We're gonna go see the Who.
Oh, sweet shit.
Yeah. I've been wanting to see them for a while, so I'm pretty stoked about it.
Oh.
I hope no one's talking about that when they come up here.
Right. Okay, so basically, the short version is that the prepared wielders have to prepare their abilities in advance, but they don't fail whenever they try to do them. They might miss their target, or the target might resist, or something like that, but the ability will always happen properly. Spontaneous wielders, it's a little more hit or miss whether it's going to happen, but their abilities tend to be stronger in the beginning, but they also cost more.
Yeah.
So, any preference?
No, really.
Not really. Well, we got to pick one. This is pretty binary for this system.
Maybe my companion in the stream can help me. Do you have any idea?
I just press buttons.
Oh, okay.
Let's go with prepared, because prepared is definitely a little bit friendlier to new players, because you're not having to try to remember everything as you're playing, right? You have it written down, it's right there, you know what's going to happen, so it's a little more, it's a little easier to get into that way. So we'll do it that way.
Yeah.
The plus spontaneous is a bit more math. So we'll just set you up as prepared. And you said you want the Fullman.
Yeah.
Okay. Now in the pre-alpha version, we're still working on the body plans, which will give the Fullman a bunch more bonuses, and same for the Ancana.
Okay.
To help out, but for now, we're gonna move on to the Flagstones. So Flagstones, they take the place of what used to be like a stat block, like where you had strength, con, dex, or hey, Doug, could you turn that down just a little bit, dude? It's walking over the stream.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out my volume on there too.
Okay, appreciate that, bud. Thank you. So instead of having like strength, con, dex, and stuff like that, you have 4 flagstones, right? It's
So I need to open on my screen the link because I barely see it.
yeah. It might be better for you to follow along on there.
There we go.
In fact, that little article there is very short, so why not just take a second to read that real quick?
Yeah.
It'll help make things make a lot more sense.
Full min?
No, for the flagstones here.
Flagstones?
Yeah, I'll just send you the direct.
Thank you, because I don't want to lose time.
There you go.
Oh. So what I need to read?
Just
Introduction?
yeah, the introduction to Flagstones. They're a pretty core part of the game, so it's a good thing to do a little bit of reading. There's not a lot of rules to Flagstone. We've tried to keep them fairly small, at least
Yeah.
as far as the core goes, but there are a few that players need to know.
Delicious. Oh my god, I have some feedback. I have glasses, but I barely see the. Um, Maybe I need to send a screenshot. The table.
The table? I mean,
Let me take a screenshot of it.
why don't you just hold the control key and scroll wheel up a little bit and it'll zoom in.
Maybe not all the people knows about that.
Well, that's what I'm telling you. If you hold control,
I
you,
know that, but
what do you?
not all the people
Oh
know
well.
that.
Okay. Andrea, this is why we're moving this to a new website so that we can have these fixes that we know are problems. But
Okay, so Caterlips.
unfortunately, we're still waiting on that. Like, I've been waiting on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after 2 weeks.
Out of my hands. It's out of my hands. So sorry that it's frustrating, but it's not. I'm not frustrated with you about it. It's just a
Okay, you
frustrating
need
situation.
to wait a little bit for that.
Yeah.
2 weeks maximum,
Mm. Um.
because our web developer is pretty busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 weeks.
Um.
Okay, rating. Why it is writing ATTR? What? ATTR.
Attribute.
Why you don't write attribute?
Because whenever this is a map, it's a legend
Yeah.
for the bonuses, and on the
Okay.
bonuses, there's the abbreviations because there's a lot of information to put in there. That's the only reason. I mean, it could
Okay.
be if it makes people feel better, I could write attribute out. It was meant to save
Wait,
space.
someone like me doesn't have any idea. And Sierra. What is Sierra?
Challenge roll, conflict resolution, same.
Okay.
Let me edit that.
Okay.
So all I can say with that is that if you look on
The right side.
on the menu on the right hand side or left hand side, I don't mind, excuse me, left hand side.
Left.
So those first four,
And general rules.
yeah, those first four articles, the rating
Yeah.
things, seeds of creation,
Mm-hmm.
conflict resolution, and
Yeah.
structure and chaos, those four, and the attributes and pools, pretty much like that. This is kind of the content that it's really hard to wrap your head around what's going on if you don't read it. The conflict resolution article explains how the CRs work. There's a fairly brief explanation with a more expanded bit for combat. Basically, is anytime your character rolls up against a challenge, whether it's a locked door or a monster that they have to beat or someone that they're trying to convince to do something their way, it's a conflict, right? And it falls into one of two categories. It's either opposed or it's unopposed. Opposed conflict would be like, I'm trying to convince you to do something that you don't want to do, and so you're going to resist that, right? Or I'm trying to hit you and you're going to try to resist that. An unopposed conflict is something like, there's a wall that you need to climb. The wall doesn't try to resist you, the wall is just a wall. Or there's a gap that you need to try to jump across. The gap doesn't resist you, it's just what it is. So collectively, these are called conflicts, and we call it conflict resolution is your CR. So when your character rolls to overcome a conflict, you'll roll a 20-sided die. You'll add your loadout rank, and if you're using an ability, you would add the ability potency, and any other bonuses you might have. So the idea is that there's going to be some difficulty number, and you have to roll and then add your bonuses up to try to beat that number. And if you beat it, you succeed. If you don't, you fail.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
yeah, somehow.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say there's a small gap, and the base difficulty to jump over a gap is 10. That's average. So if you had no bonuses, you would roll a d20, and if you rolled above a 10, you would succeed. It's pretty simple. If you roll below a 10, well, you would fail. Now, how badly you fail? Well, that depends on how badly you miss the mark, right? It's just a way of determining how close your character came to hitting the mark for performing an activity. Okay. For combat, the key things to understand are that combat is broken up into prevention, avoidance, and mitigation. For defense, prevention means you stop the other person from doing something. Avoidance means the other person did something and you got out of the way. And mitigation means that you got hit, but your armor or some other thing of yours absorbed some of the damage, and now we have to figure out how hurt you are. So that's mitigation. It's like to try to make it not so bad. Those are the heaviest things to know about the combat system. There are some numbers to add to it. You can find those on the site. There's six tiny little articles there that have the different formulas for it. But for the moment, for character creation, just knowing what those different things do, that's the important part. Okay. So back to your sheet. We're doing flagstones. So flagstone bonuses are bonuses that are unique to your character, as opposed to, say, your culture, and they're fairly specific. If the category, you'll notice that you can sort by category there, and you'll notice that some of them will have an R rating. That's your range rating. Some of them will have a P rating, which is a potency rating. If it has an E rating, that's an efficiency rating. And if it's CR, then it adds a bonus to your dice roll when you try to make that check. And if it says attribute or ATTR, that is, it modifies some aspect of your character directly, like your defense or something like that.
Okay. It's too hard without two monitors to see your stream, your sharing, and my sheet.
Right.
So I will watch your stream and your edits.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Okay. Okay, so going from there, there's a second set of little bonuses down here, and what these are for is that there's two bone. You have a subdomain potency and subdomain efficiency. We'll get to the subdomains in a minute. But for these two bonuses, you would select from the appropriate list what you're wanting to apply to, right? So for subdomain potency, these are your choices. You can get potency bonuses for Earth Arcana or Alchemy or Brewing or more for augmentation or what have you. Okay. Now, and we'll come back and fill in your character sheet in a minute. I want to familiarize you with the ideas behind the game,
Okay.
because otherwise you're just going to be lost, right? That's
Okay.
yeah.
So
Question?
I'm looking. Should I come back by main share info?
So you're looking what? The main character info?
Yeah. Should I go back to biography or abilities?
No, don't worry about that just yet. If you're watching on the stream, we'll walk through it and then
Ah, okay.
I'll fill it in. So, uh,
Okay. I
um,
thought I need to
no, we'll come back to
complete
that.
it.
Okay, so um, now this references chakras and subdomains, and if you're unfamiliar with them, then it's going to be really hard to understand what bonuses you're picking. So we're going to step through some of these real quick, and then we'll come back. Character loadout. So Flagstone does not have classes. Instead, like Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder or some of the others, instead each player creates a class for their character. Essentially, in your we call it a loadout. Your loadout is a collection of weapons and armor and tools and the abilities that you've designed to work with those weapons and armors and tools. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Now, in order to create the abilities that you'll use with a loadout, you have to unlock a character's chakras. Every character will start with 2 chakras unlocked, and these are essentially coming from their parents, right? This is what they grew up with. Their chakras are sources of energy that they can use to do certain things, and they tend to be aligned with certain things. So for this part, we have to head over to our spreadsheet because this is not on the website yet. Okay, so there's 7 chakras, and this is based off the Vedic or Hindu kind of mythology that goes back to the Gedi. You know, we've had that discussion before. So this is a
Yeah.
throwback to that, right? So under that entire mythos, you had 7 places of energy in your body, and they had kind of a physical correlation with different parts of your body moving from from the base of your spine all the way up to the top of your head. And each of those was aligned with a different element. So we've reflected that in our chakra system. The You have 7 chakras: the root, the sacral, solar plex, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. And moving from bottom to top. And the bottom 4 are your elementals. So that's earth, water, fire, and air. The throat chakra is spirit and communication. And then the third eye is about mental senses and dark magic, light magic, deception, that kind of stuff. And then your crown is gets more into your what you might consider high magic or high arcane magic, that kind of stuff, right? Where it's more abstract. Um, typically, you're going to have to combine the stuff from the crown chakra with stuff from other chakras to get new effects, right? So if you want to make a fireball spell, for example, you would use the sphere keyword from the geometry chakra, and you would need fire from the fire arcana to be able to create a fireball, right? So you mix and match. Keywords are broken up into two types. They are either methodologies or accents. Methodologies are how your character is doing something, right? It's how they're doing it. The accents describe or add description to what they're doing, and what the effect of that is. Accents will either be object accents or they will be effect accents. An object accent affects or change specifies or affects a particular object. So you could be specifying that this will only affect your allies or your enemies or weapons or a place on the that kind of stuff, right? It's referencing a person, place, or thing basically, and your effect accent is changing the outcome. Okay, so oh, she ran off. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I think it was your ugly mug that did it, Tony.
Hi, what was that?
I think it was your ugly mug that did it.
Oh, I'm sure that's why I have my slime up. He's prettier than I am. So, okay, Andrea. Now
Yeah.
you said you wanted to make an archer, correct?
Yeah.
So
It's a bow.
if we look under the heart chakra, that's where we find our range combat, right? So that's going to be the thing that allows you to make abilities for your bow.
Yeah.
So you're definitely going to want to include the heart chakra into your initial build. And you also said you wanted you wanted him to do magic. You wanted Daku to perform magic. And I asked you what kind of magic.
Yeah.
Um,
Teleporting.
oh, the teleporting. So that's
Yeah.
going to be up here under crown chakra, in the space arcana. So just by figuring out what you want your guy to do, now you know which two chakras you need to start with, because you get to start with two, right? So
Yeah.
you know that you need in order to do what you want, you need the crown chakra and you need the heart chakra. So I'm just going to make a note of that over here. And the reason we needed that is so that we can look at your flagstones and choose your bonuses. Now, non-humans get to take their character creation points, which are 6. They get 6 free ranks to split into their flagstones. Now, you said you wanted to go smart or strong and intelligent, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, intelligent is cognition. Strength is going to be under vitality. And if you're going with a bow, I would also recommend finesse. So, you could do a pretty safe distribution. Is he stronger or smarter?
Well, like I said, strong and intelligent. So
Yeah, but if you had
both
to say if you had to say, is he stronger or is he smarter?
smart.
Okay. Okay. So now what these ranks here tell us when we put those in there is how many bonuses for each that you can pick and what the maximum bonus that those can be raised to is, right? So
Yeah.
the total number that you can have is the rank plus one, right? So in this case, we can choose up to 4 bonuses from cognition.
Okay.
We can
Yeah.
choose up to 3 bonuses in vitality, and we can choose 2 bonuses in finesse. Okay, so moving on from there, we go back to the website, and we're going to look at. We know we want this step. We know we want in the third eye, we're going to want the range combat because you're going to need that for your abilities. So we're going to go ahead and put that in here. And we know that you're going to want the space subdomain. So the reason we look at that is because when we go to your flagstones and we go to start picking bonuses now, and we're going to start with your biggest one, which is your intelligence.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll go to cognition. And we get to pick 4 bonuses from here. So you're wanting to do a caster character, and you're wanting to do prepared wielder. Research here is going to give you a bonus when you try to create a new spell, right?
Okay.
So that gives you a better chance to succeed there. Magical prevention, magical avoidance are magical avoidance would help you avoid magical attacks. Magical prevention would help you stop other people from performing magical attacks. You're not a spontaneous wielder, so that one doesn't apply to you. Memorize allows you to remember more spells at a time, right? So basically, or more abilities at a time. So that gives you more variety. Wielding efficiency is going to make all of your spells more efficient, right? So they'll cost less mana and less breath, which is good.
Yeah.
The weapon type here would increase your range by 1 per rank. Now, for an archer, that can be a pretty big deal, right? Because that means that you can shoot from further away.
Yeah.
And hit your target. So,
Okay.
if you have a particular armor type, you can select a bonus for that armor type here as well, and it would give you +1 to prevention and +1 defense CR per rank. And then under your potency options, let's see, what do we have that applies here? You have space, so you could make your space abilities that you create later on. You can make them more potent. And it looks like a bone. Well, you don't have wheelcraft in there. Yeah, that's pretty much kind of the bonuses that would apply to your character. For this category, which of those sound good to you? Like, because we can focus him more on magic, or we can focus him more on his archery. Like, which one's more important?
Well, the first one.
Hit the magic is?
Yeah.
Okay, and so the crossbow is more of his backup.
Yep.
Okay. So let's go back over and look at our options here, because we can always pick up some more subdomains. What under the heart chakra, we have several other subdomains that are available for you. I'm just going to run through them real quick. You have the Air Arcana, which is all about using air magic. Piercing Combat, which is all about your any kind of piercing weapons. Light Step, which is uh, jumping, flying, gliding, that kind of thing. Hunt, which is all of your hunting stuff. Tailoring, the Life Arcana, the Death Arcana, which are life and death magic, respectively. Empathy, which is playing into the mental magic, mental and emotional magic side of the game. Plant Arcana, Weather Arcana, and Woodworking. Um, do any of those sound interesting?
Yeah,
Which one?
the second one.
Piercing Combat.
Yeah.
So you're wanting to go more physical then?
Yeah, but I want to keep it as a second thing.
Mm-hmm.
The primary to be the magic, like I said, if it is okay what I'm saying.
Oh, it's always okay what you're saying.
Okay.
It's your character. Um, it, at the end of the day, it's not that it's impossible. It just it changes cost over time. You'll see what I'm talking about there in a little bit. Okay, and then so for the crown chakra, you've already acquired the space arcana, and um, you probably you have one more you can pick there because you get two, or you can have two. Um, Out of those, you've got time,
Okay.
artificing, which is like enchanting weapons and armor and stuff.
Okay. This is sounds good.
Do you want to hear the rest of them, or do you just want me to stop there?
Well, this is fitting.
Okay, artificing then.
Okay.
So what these do is they're going to give you basically a pool of keywords to choose from for creating your abilities, right? So
Right.
because you have artificing, you'll have access to runecraft, refine, absorb, imbue, design, and enchant, and each of those does different things. And then you'll have access from the time space arcana. You can get levitate, teleport, gravitate, gate, orbit, reflect, refract, and void, and they all have different things that they do. The biggest ones, the methodologies, which are the things that the actual abilities are levitate, teleport, gravitate, and gate. So the one about creating portals, that would be gate, and the one about just like having your character just blink from one position to another is teleport. Right? The difference being that
Right.
you can take other people through a portal. Right?
Right.
Yeah. So okay.
Sounds very interesting.
Right. Um, be warned, magic is dangerous. It will kill you.
Oh.
Everything will kill you.
Every okay. So that gives us our keyword. Those. So I know we keep you'll bounce back and forth between the flagstones and the chakras a lot as you're looking at what you can do. So we're gonna probably.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think about which bonuses here are going to do the best for you. Wielding efficiency is like definite. Um, Probably weapon type bow or crossbow. You said you want to do a crossbow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the I would definitely take that one. Um, I would probably take the space potency. um, that will make your teleport magic stronger, right?
Mhm.
And probably because you're prepared, I'd probably take intelligent, because that's going to increase your research ability later on. Like as you play this character, like you don't just magically get new spells. You have to create them, right? You have to research them, and when you do that, you have to roll to see if you succeed. So that actually makes it so that you have a better chance of success on that roll.
Okay. Hoping I will not be dead.
That's well. This is only one set of bonuses. You get to pick more. Don't worry.
Okay.
So we're gonna do. Oops. Um.
Yeah, you are not sharing your face
Oh,
from a while. If it's important to you.
it's not that important to me.
Mm.
Um. So we said intelligent for the research. Let's just 0 to research. I'm really looking forward to the day whenever this spreadsheet gets replaced with a website and people can just click their way through it. That'll be a lot better.
Yeah, I can't wait it.
Um, and
Shit, that
then
would work for me.
weapon type, bow.
I ain't smart enough for this.
Oh, dude. It's not that, you know what, the number one problem is not that people are not smart enough, is that they don't want to read the rules.
Well,
No
my
one
problem is I
wants.
do
No
read.
one wants to read rules. In fact, there's an entire GDC talk called "No One Wants to Read Your Rules." Right? Like,
Oh,
it's that bad.
what?
It's that bad, right? Like, it really is that bad.
Like a child.
Oh my god. Organized, which gives you the wielding efficiency.
Now, dude, you've known me how many years?
A very long time. Very, very long time.
And you know that ain't the case. I do read.
Old
Uh,
friends. What?
oh, yeah, very old friends. One range per rank. So this is range. Rank. And then the last one we were saying was the space potency. And that was for space. Okay, so then we go back over to vitality was the next one that you had points in.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of repeat that same process on vitality, except this time you get to pick 3 bonuses.
Oh.
Um, now, a lot of these are going to be, these appear for your ratings. Rating bonuses tend to be fairly big.
Mm-hmm.
The resilient is going to add hit points. The breathing potency is going to add breath. Life expectancy is irrelevant for you, because full men are functionally immortal, and they don't die from old age.
Okay.
You've got again, you've got weapon and armor potency, weapon and armor bonuses you can take here. If you choose a weapon, then it gets 1 potency per rank. If you choose armor, it gets +1 mitigation, -1 breath cost. These here give you damage resistance versus one of these, piercing, bludgeoning, or slashing. These CR verses are resistances to disease, death magic, toxins, broken bones, fatigue, forced movement, and grapple. The CR2s, this is bonuses to swim, climbing, stabilize, socialization, root and fire, most of which don't do a lot for you in this particular situation. And then the unique physique will come into play later. That adds to a body plan attribute, but that's not implemented yet.
So what I need to choose?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. So, what would be good for
Okay.
you? There's not a lot here that really benefits your character, to be honest.
Oh no.
The ones I would pick, I think, since you've got to pick, since there's 3 here, is I would do the breathing potency.
Yeah.
I would do the health rating efficiency,
Okay.
and maybe the 1 potency per rank for your bow.
Just make sure to not kill my character.
That's half the fun, though.
Well, so your character, okay, so the way your character is already being set up is that
Yeah.
it's a ranged character, right? So it's not really meant to be in the front line of combat. You're
Okay.
meant to kind of stay back, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, you're more of like a damage per second character, right? You're there to increase the damage output of the party a lot, or to deal a lot of damage a lot, or to I mean currently. Now the teleport gets you out of combat. So if somebody tries to close with you, you blink away somewhere else, and then you shoot them again, right? So it's all about staying away from them. That means that you want your physical attacks there to, when they hit, they really need to hit hard, right? Because you don't want to have to keep casting spells if you're going to be relying on your mana for teleporting, right? You got to balance those two there. So if your mana, I mean, you've got artificing, which allows you can, in the morning time, what that allows you to do is to like enchant or imbue. You can imbue your weapon, or you can enchant your crossbow bolts. You can do enchanting during your morning preparation period, and I think it's up to half your mana that you can do without, and then while still starting with a full mana pool, right? So basically,
Yeah.
it's free spell storage at that point. We're doing good today. So for you, that's going to be how you, the best way really to balance your spell casting, right? Is that you
Yeah.
either enchant or augment, enchant or imbue your crossbow bolts and your crossbow, and then during your morning preparation, and then
Okay.
during combat, you use your mana for teleporting to stay out of range of your enemies, so that you can blast them down with your crossbow bolt, right? So that seems like a good strategy for it. Okay, so
Say what I need to choose.
The breath potency, the health rating efficiency, and probably the weapon type potency.
Okay, I choose what you need. What do you think it fitting?
Okay, well, give me a minute to copy these over.
Okay.
Okay, for finesse. Um, finesse, you get to pick 2. Um, probably called shot.
Yeah.
Um,
Cold shot.
called
Ooh,
shot
with a
allows.
bow.
Well, you have 2 here that are really good. You have Hawkeye, which is just a flat bonus to your rolls when you when with range combat. And then called shot, which allows you to target specific body parts or limbs.
Okay, I chose it.
Excuse me. So that's 2 really good ones. Later on, come back and pick up the air chakra bonus
Okay.
there, because that'd be a flat bonus to all your air magic. Okay, so called precise. And then the other one was Hawkeye. You are range combat. Okay, we'll add in the numbers on those in a little bit. That's got. We know that your main weapon type is going to be a crossbow. That is a 2-handed weapon, so you don't have an offhand type. Quick draw slot will be probably dagger for piercing. What kind of armor does your character wear? Like, you think
Mm,
they don't have to wear armor at all, right? Like, this is straight up anime,
okay.
but
Well, it is more a mage and very intelligent, so I don't think it in an
maybe
armor it fitting.
maybe like light cloth.
Okay,
Yeah, like a
sounds good.
light cloth armor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. If you look over on under equipment, I think armor rules. So we got light and cloth. So light armor adds or light armor adds +1 mitigation per rank. Cloth adds +1 mit. It's not per rank, but just they add +1/+1. So that gives you +2 to your physical mitigation and increases your
Oh.
breath cost by 1 and increases your fade mitigation by 1. So, okay. So the light cloth comes over here. It increases your physical mitigation by 2 total. So that brings that up to 3. Those should all be 1 by default. and it increases that to 3. And strong versus crush, weak versus piercing.
Okay.
This is armor. Strong, weak crush, weak pierce. What that means is that the armor itself is strong or weak versus particular damage types based on what it's made of, right? Okay,
Yep.
so if your armor is strong versus a damage type, you'll take half damage from that source. If it's weak versus that damage type, you'll take double damage from that source. So in your case, if someone hits you in the chest with a big stick, you'll probably be okay. If someone hits you with a spear, you're gonna hurt.
Okay.
You're gonna bleed.
No.
Right.
No.
So, but look, there's that trade-off. There's trade-offs like that with every piece of armor. Here's the thing. In Flagstone, any build can work. Any build can work, right? Like we've tested a lot of different builds, and all of them have been able to hold their own, unless there was a critical failure, like they didn't put in enough hit points or something, which we're not going to do that to you. So, and in fact, the whole reason we picked up a couple of those bonuses was so that you would get more hit points and more stamina and stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to pull your character sheet off into another page real quick.
Okay.
So that I can have both screens open.
You are lucky to have 2 screens.
Oh, I know. I could not go back. I couldn't go back to it anymore. There's just no way.
I think I will move my desk.
I would not blame you. Okay. Where did that screen go? Okay. The reason we have to look over here is because the attribute rating pools for health, stamina, mana, fade, and breath, they all add some different stuff. Breath potency. And actually, we gotta do something here real quick. So, 2, 2, 1. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm updating something here real quick that I should have done a minute ago. Okay, so this is going to get 2 breathing potency and 2 health rating efficiency. So breath potency goes up to B to E, and your health efficiency goes up to E, D, B. Okay, because you had some Flagstone bonuses to your pools, and I needed to make sure they were updated. So your health potency, which right now is E, that applies to physical mitigation. So your physical mit goes up 1. It goes up 1 to 4. And then stamina goes to social mitigation, which is there's not a field for that. Mana goes to fade mitigation, so your fade mitigation goes up to 5. Fade goes to mental mitigation, or magic mitigation, so this will go up to 2. And then breath goes against mental mitigation, so your mental mitigation goes up to 3. Then here, your movement, your MSR, which is, you can pick over attributes and tools. your character's MSR, which by default is DDE. And that's their movement rating, by the way. All of this information, everything I'm doing right here, right now, is on the attributes and pools page.
Okay.
And you would just read through it and apply the bonuses as they're listed on the screen. Range is added to avoidance, so we're going to go through these attribute ratings and look at the range, and then we're going to modify the avoidance here. So your movement range, which is D, goes to physical avoidance. It's 3. Your mana range, which is D, goes to magical avoidance, so we're going to add 2 there. Fade goes to fade avoidance, so that goes up to 3. And health range goes to mental avoidance, so that's D. So that goes up to 3. You've got pretty decent base avoidance stats. These aren't bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you give me a motive to when the stream will end. I will give me a lecture. I will read the entire website.
Well, yeah, you need to read.
I will.
Okay, so movement gets you your physical prevention, which is this movement efficiency, physical prevention. So that goes up to 2.
Okay.
And then your mana efficiency, which is right here, this is E, goes up to magical prevention. So that goes to 2. And then your fade, which is D, so let's go to fade preventions. This goes to 3. And then the mental prevention comes from health, which is B. So that actually goes up to 5. You've got a strong mind going on there.
Oh.
Right.
Sounds good.
Right. Okay. So now that we've got all of those updated, you get your base value for these pools. You start with the max value as your base. That's free. So in this case, it's EDB, which is 1d6 plus 4. Right?
Okay.
So that means you'll start with a base of 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Stamina would be 2d4 plus 1, so that's 10 again.
Mm-hmm.
And mana is 2d6 plus 1, so 14.
Mm-hmm.
And fade is going to be 1d6 plus 2, so max of 8. And then your breath is going to be 4d6 plus 46 plus 4, actually. Wow, that's pretty nice, right? So you get 28.
Yeah.
28 breath starting out. That's
Wow.
really good. Now the downside of that is it gets really expensive to increase that, but yeah. Okay. That's a nice starting value. Okay.
Thank you. You did the old work.
Don't remind me. Oh.
Okay. I'm sorry. And thank you very, very, very much.
No, you're
I
good.
promise next time I will have 2 monitors. And a better light. In my country is night.
Okay. So let's see what would miss here. Did we miss anything? Nope. Damages and resistance. Nope. That's all good. I think the only thing we're missing now is to spend some points.
Okay.
And we'll show you how that goes, because first off, we have to kind of catch up with all we've done.
Mm-hmm.
Over here, we've got on the Seeds of Creation on the conversion table here, and this correlates with the biography page on your character sheet. You see that all of your bonuses are raised using either dream seeds or fade seeds. Fade seeds are the, say, more valuable of them, the more powerful of them. Dream seeds are the more common and less powerful. The conversion rate is fade seeds will convert down at a 1-to-5 ratio. So like 1 C rated fade seed will convert down to 5 D rated. And dream seeds will convert down in a 1-to-10 ratio. So like 1 C rated dream seed would convert down to 10 D rated. Okay, and the last conversion you got to know is that a dream seed will convert to a fade seed will convert to a dream seed, 1 rank higher, and at a 1-to-5. So 1 C rated fade seed could get you 5 B rated dream seeds. So that's the basic conversion. Okay. So all of that being said is that now we've got to spend the points. Buying additional ranks in a flagstone, or in the actual flagstone rank, in a chakra rank, or in a loadout rank, or the actual attribute ratings, those things cost fade seeds. Okay, upgrading the individual bonuses like these cost dream seeds. Rolling for taking additional rolls on your pools over here to get more hit points, that costs dream seeds. Buying additional subdomains costs dream seeds, but you're kind of limited. We're gonna do this as Arcane Archer for now. You're limited by the rank of your loadout. So right now your loadout is rank 1. So in order to increase that would cost fade seeds. So everything we're going to be doing right now is all about trying to balance the cost so that we can see what more bonuses and what more things you can pick up. Okay, so but we got to go through and catch the stuff we already spent. So we're going to convert these down real fast. So we're going to convert 1C to 5D. And then we're going to convert one of those to 5E. And then we're going to convert one of those to C. And then we're just going to convert down. And that'll give us a really good baseline to play with for starters. The cost of something, if it's going up to like a rank 1, it's going to be 1 E-rated dream seed. Rank 2 or D would be 2 D-rated dream seeds, and so on and so on and so on. So right here we can say that this costs us a total of, to upgrade these up to, let's see, we got the first one for free with the first rank on 1, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 E-rated. 70 rated, and then to get the second rank upgrade on there would have been 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 D rateds. 16 D rated. So let's do those real quick. We'll get rid of. Set that to 3. Set that to 7. We obviously need more D, so that goes to 19, and we spend 6, so that leaves us with 3. And this is 16 D-rated dream seeds. So that covers all the stuff we've spent there real quick. And then over here, we didn't spend any in these bonuses, but we did pick up your second subdomains, and those you pay for based on the number of keywords. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 E-rateds for artificing, and the other one was in heart chakra, and you had range kind of 4. We'll do them backwards. 5. We'll do, yeah, we want small. 4 units. Give me 1 second. I gotta plug in my headphone.
Okay.
And this really sucks because the charging cable for this headset is
Okay.
not very good. It like keeps falling out. We gotta get some new ones.
Charging cable.
Yeah, I need to get a new headset. Okay, so we got all of those. That's 10 E-rated dream seeds. That's pretty easy there. So we're gonna convert that, and then we'll spend that. So right now, after all the stuff that we've done for your character so far,
Okay.
you still have like 3 D. I can move this back over now. I think you still have 3 D-rated fade seeds, 5 E-rated fade seeds, and a bunch of dream seeds. And what we can do with that now is we can start to purchase other upgrades for you.
Upgrades.
Yeah, other upgrades.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, for example, we might convert. Well, let's go back and look at your. Before we do anything, let's go buy hit points and stamina, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
always those are big deals, and they're gonna. This is gonna eat up a lot. So the way the bonuses work on rolling for your hit points is that the flagstones are essentially freebies, right? So
Yeah.
you pay this amount, but you get this amount, right? Which is nice. So you get the bonus value. So that's
Giveaway.
so when we go to for each of those, when we go to do this, it's going to cost 1 E-rated and 4 D-rated to upgrade to roll that. This one would cost us excuse me, that was incorrect. Let me double check that real quick. I want to make sure I got my numbers right because yeah. Attributes and pools. This is the information I'm looking up is on the attributes and pools page. And the only thing I'm wanting to make sure of is that's on the cost for that. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Why you don't have some hoodie with Flagstone logo on it?
Cause I'm broke. I'm broke, woman.
Oh, wow! I need to
I got a family to
subscribe
raise.
to Twitch or some coffee donation. Patreon. What do you want? What is convenable for you?
There's Kofi. Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I was just making sure I read that right. So yeah. So this would be 1 E-rated, 4 D-rated per roll. This would be 2 E-rated, 2 D-rated. This would be 4 D-rated, 2 E-rated. Shit. We had changed rules around this a few times, trying to get the tuning right on it, and this is the latest iteration that seems to work pretty well. Okay, so just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna just copy this. We'll delete this in a second. Okay. This is your current balance. What you got? We need to get you some, and these are all going to be paid in dream seeds. So first off, let's get you some. Everything's D-rated dream seeds. So let's go ahead and convert all of these down, and that'll give us
Okay.
32 D-rated dream seeds, and we need a few E's. So we're going to take those last two, and that will convert down. Now we've got plenty to work with, right? Let's get, so let's take a, let's say if we,
Good.
huh?
Did he say something or wanted to say? I heard something.
Doug, were you saying something?
He just said we had enough to work with here, and I said, let's hope.
Oh yeah, there's, well, yeah, that's true, but there's still more, so it's okay. So let's just say that we want to do maybe, we'll start with like maybe 4 rolls of your stamina and, or of your health, and, you know, maybe let's just start with 4 and see what that costs. Now you don't have anything using fade yet, so I might leave that one alone for now and develop it up later. And your breath bonuses is really high, so maybe, yeah, but you'll use, let's just do maybe that one. Let's do twice and see where we come up. And the only reason I'm doing this is just to get the numbers real quick, because
Yeah.
this makes it very easy to see if we have enough. So that would be 16D, that would be 80, yeah, 88. That'd be 8, and then total there is 32, 36 E, and 48, 50, 40. So if I converted one of these to that, and then converted 3 of those to that, yeah, okay, then we could spend that. And we still need to get rid of, that is 58, and that adds another. Okay, so yeah, now we can do that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna roll these 4 times. In Discord, I'm just gonna do the roll in Discord. So
Okay.
it's gonna be 1 d6. I hope I did that notation right. No. So there's the first one, second one, third one. Sorry, this dice bot takes a long time to do it this way.
Yeah.
Might as
So
well take your time, otherwise you're going to screw it up.
16, 23.
Ouch.
1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, 16, 29, 39. So that puts you at 40, 49 health. That's not bad. That's really not bad at all. Okay, and then for this one, we're going to roll 2d4 plus 1. We'll just do the notation like
So, but about 2 minutes. Only 2.
Huh? Oh.
Be right back in
Okay,
2
yep.
minutes. Thank you.
So she winds up with 7, 12, 19, 29. Plus 10, so 39. No, this is coming out about right. Like, it should look like about like your average JRPG character, right?
At the start, right?
Right, exactly. So the JRPG characters, the numbers tend to run a little bit higher than they did in D&D, just in general.
Speaking of RPGs, I got a list for you and the wife.
Yeah.
I found a bunch of them on the PlayStation. You guys still use yours?
Right. 2d6. Slow dice, take it easy.
Well, just remember, if you rush things, you fuck it up.
18 plus 14 is 28, 32, 40 total. So she is 40 plus 54. And then she has 2 rolls on breath, which is 2d6 plus. No, she gets to roll 46 plus 4. Roll for bonuses. So 17 plus. Damn. I guess it's 34. 54, 62. Okay. No, that's pretty. That's pretty reasonable.
42 hit points.
Yeah. Rechargers.
Not bad.
So she spent 36 E, 50, 40. So that's 36, 46, 3, and 54, 64, 70. Which I can just straight convert those up to 7. I can convert that to 5. Minus 36 is 7 minus 54.
Back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, so all that round of updates were done for your hit points and all the rolling. Currently, this is where you sit. on your hit points. Hit point, stamina, mana. You got 49 health, 39 stamina, 54 mana, 8 fade, and 62 breath.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty decent. And most importantly, is you
I'm
still
just saying.
you still have a few points left.
What can I do with them?
I would probably suggest taking these two D-rated fade seeds and use them to raise that your loadout rank to rank 2, right?
Okay.
What that does for you, well, anything that uses your loadout rank gets that +1 bonus, but also it allows you to add another chakra, and it allows you to increase the number of subdomains that you have access to here. I think for your character, there is in
Oh my god, how many tabs?
oh, I've got way too many tabs. Don't even worry about that. Okay, let's not talk about that.
Okay. You don't have like me.
You have sight. You have in third eye. You have sight magic. Well, so for like this one, you have the source focuses on a single target actor, object, or ability, granting a CR bonus to actions involving the target and a penalty to all others. Basically, this allows you to actually do the Hawkeye thing where you're focused on a target.
Okay.
The other one is if you get into Dark Arcana here, you could start messing around with shadow magic if you want to like drop into shadows or that kind of stuff. Or if you wanted to go on the light version of it, you've got the light arcana there. You could also use telepathy for doing stuff, which would be pretty interesting.
This is very interesting.
Yeah. Now,
I need it.
alternatively, you could look at the throat chakra, where you've got. I think, especially for the kind of ranger wizard type character, you've got communicate and either bestial empathy or augmentation.
Oh.
Augmentation is really nice because it allows you to invest a physical attack with magic. Right? That means that's really good for you being able to do your like range magic attacks, right?
Right.
That's like a spell sword, right?
Yeah, it could also be your arcane archer, your spell sword, the arcane fist, monk, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all the same in that sense.
That sounds pretty damn good.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, so you want to do augmentation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what for the second? Like, what would you want for a second one in that?
Well, you speak about telepathy, so I needed. I wanted.
Well, so augmentation is under the throat chakra, third eye.
Yeah.
The sight magic is under the third eye. So it's like you got to select between the two chakras.
Oh no. Wow. Third eye.
You'd rather have the third eye?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then under third eye, what you want the telepathy was what you were looking at?
Yeah.
Okay, and maybe
Sounds very
sight,
interesting.
telepathy and sight, maybe?
Ooh.
You could pick two. Actually, you could probably get three. Let's check on that real quick.
Mm.
So you can pick third eye at E ranked, yeah, which is going to cost you 1 E ranked fade seed. And then for you get one of those for free. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's about the same. So either way, it's going to cost you 6 E ranked for the others. So site.
What is with the widget coffee? Because I can't click on it.
I don't know. I don't know.
I
I have such issues with all of that stuff. It drives me absolutely nuts.
I am not on Streamlabs, so it is the normal link.
Yeah, it's been giving me headaches. Okay, so you still have enough. That would cost you 6 fade seeds or 6 dream seeds. Excuse me. For that one, okay. So you still have quite a few dream seeds, and so we can definitely pick up the other 2 subdomains. Hey, we got a first-time chatter in there. What's up? What's up, Jordan? How are you doing?
Who's it? What's it?
Oh, someone dropped in the chat on Twitch. So welcome.
Jordan.
Yeah. Okay. So we can pick up a couple of extra subdomains for you, because you can have up to 3 now. It's your loadout rank +1. So we've got your third chakra in, and now we can pick up those extra bonuses. Maybe for your guy, stealth, or do you want to go for stealth or what for third eye? You've got the options are dark arcana, light arcana, ledger domain, stealth.
The latest.
What?
Why am hearing me twice? The latest one. You said
Stealth?
previous. Yeah.
Okay, so stealth. Okay, for crown chakra. Pick up one more there. You know, I don't know. You've got some nice options. Wieldcraft would be a really nice utility one to pick up.
Wow. What? Really?
Yeah. Because Wieldcraft, one, it allows you to target the mana pool with other
Wild,
abilities.
not wild.
Wield,
Wield.
like you
Okay.
wield a weapon or you wield magic. Wieldcraft.
Wow. I want that. I want that.
Okay, yeah. So this also gets you bonuses for research and attuning to magical equipment and stuff like that. So yeah.
Sounds very interesting. I want it.
Yep. Okay, so you get Wieldcraft in there. That's got a cost. We're just counting keywords for the cost. Is that and a number of dream seeds? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 for that, and In third eye, we had stealth, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 for that, so total of 11.
Could you leave the coffee link in the chat because I can't find it.
Do what? Oh,
The
okay.
coffee link because the widget doesn't work.
Oh, good lord.
I wanted to support, but it doesn't work. The widget is just a screen.
Okay,
What?
hold. It's not like I have that thing like just lingering around. Give me a second.
And I wanted to buy a hoodie from Fort Wall.
Fourth
Fort Wall
wall,
is
right?
on the website, and I can find the. It is on the website on Flagstone.
The
The
there should be a link then below the in the stream.
oh,
Okay.
article.
The
No, isn't.
so
It's
I'll put a
called.
link in the chat. 1 minute, maybe. I've got to figure out which of my many screens that my
Your coffee is Bloodstream. What?
this is the Ko-fi for that.
Okay, thank you. And the hoodie one. Merch. Merch
Oh,
store.
the merch store.
Here, here is down.
Did
I'm
you
sorry.
did you get it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's here.
Okay. Well, cool.
I just said I searched it on the website.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Um. Okay. So where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Andreas Peter. Okay, so there, and we've got left is 4 E-rated fade seeds and a few dream seeds there. We can pick out another chakra for heart. You've got enough to cover that. For what you're doing, I would probably take hunt. That gets you like tracking and stalking and skinning and butchering and all of that stuff. Either
Hunt with magic.
well, you can either hunt with magic or you
What?
could. You've also got some stuff down here. You could get into the plant and weather arcana or life and death arcana.
Well, I wanted to choose Ancana for the beginning, but I just changed it because Ancana was in a previous.
No, not uncana.
Look,
Arcana.
Arcana.
Arcana. Yeah, that's like type of magic. Right, so like
Oh,
life arcana is the life magic, and death arcana is death magic, and plant arcana
oh,
is the plant magic.
okay. Well, sounds good with my character.
Which
I need to choose Arcana.
you don't. I mean, you have options there. This is on the Headspace 2 document on the Heart Chakra tab.
Okay. Combat. Piercing combat.
You've already got that one.
Piercing.
You've already got piercing.
I'm trying to read because it's so small text.
Yeah, currently you have ranged and piercing already.
Yeah.
1 second, let me try to make that a little bit bigger for you. That's a bit too big. There. Is that any better? Can you read that?
Yeah. Thank you very, very, very much.
Okay, so we have the Air Arcana.
Yeah.
That's basically basic air magic. You've already picked up piercing and ranged combat.
Yeah.
Light step is leap, fly, glide, float, that kind of thing, which is actually kind of nice because that gives you a secondary way of getting out of the way, other than just teleport, right? So
Yeah.
for a character that's really focused on battlefield mobility, that would be an
Yeah.
amazing combat with teleport or combo with teleport.
Like step.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I will choose that.
Okay. Okay. Now down here under
Mhm.
woodworking, there's also bow making. I could point, should point that out. You got bow
Wow.
making and fletching.
Wow.
Wow, yeah. So you could make your own weapons. I mean,
Oh,
that is a thing.
well,
That is a thing you can do.
this is +1 for me, so
Right.
I will choose this. I can choose much or only one
Yeah, this is
option.
the last option that we're picking out of those.
Okay. Okay.
You've already picked in range combat and piercing.
Okay.
Um, I mean, personally, if I was in your shoes, I don't know if I would even bother with piercing.
Okay. So I will change with the last one because I can choose multiple.
Um,
Isn't she going to want a form of melee combat too?
Where are you?
uh, I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
I
it's good
so
enough. It's good enough, right? But her thing really with the way this character has kind of came out is should be more like stay the hell out of combat. Like
Okay, I
not
will not
like I mean
choose.
stay out of melee. You know what I mean? Everything is
Okay.
get out of the way.
Okay.
what
Delete
does that
piercing
stop me?
combat.
Um, because out of your other options, I mean, you're just the other options that you have under the air combat. I think would do uh might do more for you. Um, Air Arcana would be remarkably useful. Because you can stop the wind,
Okay.
right? Like for an archer, if you don't have to worry about wind, or you,
Oh.
you know what I mean? Like,
Good job.
there's that one. So that's very interesting. You could do a lot of fun stuff with that. Um, Light step again. This is all about that being the most maneuverable thing on the battlefield. Um, and not just on the battlefield because you get fly. Um, Now, for flying, you have to have wings or you have to be using magic, right?
Yeah.
But what you would do is you would use invest from augmentation with fly, and that's essentially saying that you're using magic to fly at that point, right? So
Oh.
you take this keyword here, invest, and it replaces wield, and it says that you invest a particular methodology with mana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's going to change this movement type of fly, right? It changes that
Yeah.
to basically a magic infused fly. I need to rewrite invest just a little bit to make it clearer that that's how that's what's going on. But the idea is that you're investing a non magical ability with magic to make it better.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Um, if you're going for more of like the magical hunter type, this is really nice for being able to track down your targets.
Well, you said about hunt
Yeah.
10 minutes ago, so it's a good option too.
hmm This is the fun part, right? Because they're all good options. They're really all good options at this point.
I wish was reality, not just a game.
What right?
Sounds too good.
So tailoring. You're a cloth armor wearer, right? So again, making your own armor is a thing that you can do. And you have the artificing, so that means that you could enchant your own armor.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's definitely a thing, but that's more like I said. That's an out of combat thing, and this is something that people have to kind of come to grips with Flagstone is that it focuses as much, if not more, on the out of combat stuff as it does on the in combat stuff.
Okay.
So crafting, the stuff that you spend your downtime doing is a very big part of the game. Yeah, especially for crafting armor, enchanting your armor and stuff like that. Um,
So you said previously about the rule system that the video game has the same rule system with the ttrpg. So what's that about? I'm trying
okay,
to understand.
okay. So on Getty Legacy, which is the digital game,
Yeah,
it's being built off this same rule set, right? So when
yeah.
you on the video game, when you go in to make a character, you're going to be stepping through the same process. But
Okay,
obviously, it'll be automated better because it'll be in engine. Um,
okay,
but yeah, it's basically the game is going to be built on this same rule set, so it'll be an action RPG that's based on these rules.
okay.
The same kind of build your own ability system, though. That's a thing.
Okay, the rules from the Word at Will website.
Hmm.
Rule system means rules from Word at Will website, right?
Yes.
Okay, I got it now.
Right.
Thank you for the explanation.
There's not much of an explanation, I'm afraid. I mean, because it's exactly what it says. We're making the digital game, and the rules are going to be similarly applied to both. Now there will be some obvious differences in the digital game due to the nature of the medium. Um, we're not trying to go say for the faithful recreation of the tabletop explicitly because the two games have different design goals, but uh, the digital game is going to be based on this rule set.
Well, on the website sounds very good about the features we'll have. Well,
Mm.
let's return to the
Mm.
our sheet.
Okay, so right now we just spent. We were picking up woodworking and we were looking at. Um, so which one were you saying you were going to pick? You had a choice of what you were going to replace piercing with. What was your decision on that? Or if you were going to replace it?
Um, I will replace it with the last option. Sounds too good.
Which one is the last option?
Um,
I don't know what you're calling the last option.
that's the down was the last
Woodworking?
option.
You
I don't know the pronounce. Woodworking.
Yes,
Yeah,
we have
yeah,
woodworking on your sheet
yeah.
already. That
Okay.
is that's here, right? So that's on there. We were going to replace this one with something. Um,
Oops. Um,
so you have another option, and the options that you haven't picked already.
air was an air
It's
thing.
yeah, it's the
Air arcana. Arcana.
air
Yeah,
arcana. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So like at this point, the character is more or less done, right? Like the one thing that's really left at this point would be to create abilities.
Yeah.
Um, light
This is
armor,
very interesting abilities.
Slinky. Uh, yeah. So, but before we get into that, like I desperately need a break. I have to stand up and move a little bit, and then so let's take 5 minutes. I'm gonna go have a smoke, and we'll come back and pick it up. All right.
Okay.
All right. I'll be
Why would
back in a
you do
minute.
such a thing?
Yeah. Well, I have to, man. I gotta get up and move. So I'm gonna take a stretch break. I'm gonna leave the stream running, but yeah, you guys can chat, or I'll put on some music in the background, whichever.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just here.
Don, I think. Don,
Yep.
do you have a character sheet? Did you make one
I have attempt
someday? A template only.
I have attempted to make a character.
Ah, okay. And you didn't.
It's not worked out well.
Why?
Remember, I get beat in the head with chairs for a living.
Oh,
So
but did you participated in any playtest to see how it works?
no, I haven't been able to. I haven't had the time.
What is your opinion about this?
Just from the basic reading of what I've done, from all the
Yeah.
stuff that I've seen, we've got a solid concept here, and
Well, okay.
I'm just waiting for it to hit to a medium where I'm able to actually understand it better.
Well, for me, it's my first time, so I'm what?
Uh, don't worry, you'll pick up on it. It's not going to take much. It's
I'm really trying to understand, but it's a lot of what information?
there's a lot of information that's going to come through. That's a guarantee. But you'll pick it up and give yourself a couple of months. You'll have everything down.
Months. Oh my god. Okay.
Be a lot more information coming through here. So,
Oh no, more and more instead of what is now. Whoa.
there is going to be more. I mean, if you've ever played your traditional RPGs
I
or,
didn't. It's my first time.
yeah, you're going to have a lot of information getting thrown out there. And it's a good thing, though, because
Yeah,
the more information you have, the better you're going to do in the game itself.
yeah, because needs a strong foundation.
Right. So, yeah, give it a couple of months. You'll have everything down well enough. It's just going to take that amount of time to pick everything up.
Well, on the website is a lot of information. I'm trying to understand every day what is there.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just read through it. You'll pick it up. I mean, the only problem I've got is that I don't tend to pick all that information up. I've probably lost a lot of brain cells at work.
Whoa. What do you work if you want to answer?
I'm the professional wrestler.
Wrestler? Okay, my main language is English, so can you explain more in depth?
Let me see if I can. Hey, Hooker, how do you send
Hacker.
gifts through here?
Uh, how do you do? I don't know. I don't know. I wish I could answer that.
I was trying to explain to her that professional wrestling
Oh,
in
you're talking
WWE.
gifts, gifts.
Wrestling.
Here, yeah, wrestling here.
I heard another word and I didn't understand. Wrestling, I understand.
Wrestling.
And this is what you are doing every day?
Huh.
Yeah, this is why he loses brain cells.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Are you joking? Wow, Pock.
I love my
Oh
job.
my god. You,
Uh,
I bet. I bet you love me. Your
so,
job.
I get to go hit my boss.
uh,
Oh my
look,
god.
Andrea, I'll put it like this:
Yeah.
character creation is the most complex part of the game, um,
Okay.
and it is a lot of information. This is one of those where I've tried to condense everything down as much as I can, But again, you can't really with tabletop RPGs that you can't remove the need to read the rules, not at least to skim over them at some point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even if I were to start walking you through Dungeons and Dragons, you'd be seeing the same thing, right? You'd be presented with a whole
Okay.
bunch of new words and a whole bunch of numbers, and you're like, what the hell do these things do? Right? And some of it will only start to make sense as you start to play a bit more. The biggest thing to remember basically is just to have fun. It's about telling a story with your character. The character sheet
Wait.
is really
Sorry.
just mechanics to tell a story, right?
Okay.
That's all your character sheet is. It's just, whenever. So tabletop gaming is you get together with your friends and it's interactive storytelling.
Okay.
The GM is setting the scene and presenting you with a cast of characters for you to interact with. And sometimes you fight with them. Sometimes it's you've got a mystery to solve, or maybe you're playing Scooby Doo.
Okay.
Um,
It's like I saw something somewhere like cards, the character and a lot of info in some little cards,
yeah,
like Monopoly.
um, some games have tried to do that. Wizards of the Coast, who they're the ones that make D&D, they
Yeah.
tried to do a lot of that with fourth edition,
Okay.
and it didn't really go so well, right? Because the characters felt like, or the players felt like they were kind of being railroaded. Now, fourth edition it's had some people that loved it, some people that hated it. I think the majority of the older community disliked it.
Yeah,
Um,
fourth edition sucked.
you're right. Fifth edition is very simplified and it's easier to get into than Flagstone,
Okay.
for sure. It's definitely easier than Flagstone. Um, but it always felt very limited to me in like you were stuck building a character that the designer of the game thought you should build.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't really like that so much. So like I want you to be able to make the character that you want.
Okay, I will make it, but after stream because I don't have too many tours.
Right. Uh, and
I,
we can try to do the ability creation. We can pick that up on another one if you want, or if you don't want to get into that right now because it's um, so your sheet is saved there, and what we'll do
okay,
is
I promise I will do it.
yeah,
I,
at the very least on the website there is this actions and abilities page down here, right?
yeah,
And this has all the information about how the ability system works, what the keywords are, and how we create skills. Like the ability crafting page is literally that's the rules for how you make skills or
yeah.
abilities, and this is all the rules for it. And so yeah, have a read through that. It's really hard to walk you through it whenever you haven't been introduced to the rules, and reading on stream is not something that most people like to do. It's like it's not very entertaining.
Well, I'm trying, but
I know,
from
I
the
know.
beginning was very tiny text.
Well, right.
Yeah,
The second monitor helps. The second monitor definitely helps.
for you, but I don't have connected now. But next time I will connect the second monitor and I will be more prepared for the stream.
Right,
And
right.
I want to know when is the next time.
We could try for next Sunday if you want. We can do it again next Sunday.
Okay.
Saturdays, well, Tuesdays we do our Worlds by
Well,
Design live stream.
yeah, Saturday is the playtest,
Saturday,
so no
Saturdays
place
at
for
2
me.
p.m. Saturday at 2 p.m. Central, the playtest, which you are
Yeah.
absolutely welcome to show up at. Those are open playtests for people who want to come over to the Flagstone Community Discord and check us out over there. You can get help with
Oh,
character sheets. Normally somebody's hanging out in there if you want to come by and just chat and see what the game's all about. Um, all
I
the
will try to be more present.
yeah, it's that's been hard. So one of the things is if you're playing D&D or something like that, and one of the I guess the real benefits of playing an established franchise like that is that lots of people know the rules,
Yeah,
right? So you can Google it around, you can find a bunch of people to explain all the odds and ends, and when you're working on something new, that's not there yet.
I was trying in ttrpg communities and forums,
Hmm.
but they don't explain on my.
It's it's difficult to bring somebody into the hobby that is a true first timer. Most people,
Yeah,
most people, when they come to it, they have maybe they've played an RPG on a computer or on their console, right? Maybe they played Final Fantasy or they played World of Warcraft or something like that, right?
yeah.
So they can that's something that's easy to relate to. So we can reference those elements of those games and say, well, look, you're familiar with this, you're familiar with that game, and this mechanic is like that mechanic. So and then it's easier.
Okay.
It's easier for people to understand. So if you've played some role playing games or something like that, then let me know and we can relate it to things that you'd understand.
So I need to play an RPG.
You need to play games. Yes, play games. Absolutely.
Wow, I'm a mother. I
And
don't have time.
and
I
you
need a
know,
multiplayer game to play with my son without blood. Hmm.
oh, well, let's see. Good multiplayers for the Sun.
An
Minecraft.
RPG.
Oh, RPG multiplayers. For MMO style, there's Final Fantasy, which is really good. It's kid friendly, right? That's the nice thing about it.
With blood or
No,
without blood?
no blood, no blood and guts, no blood and guts. It's very family friendly.
And sword?
World of Warcraft is good for that.
World of Warcraft as well, and both of them have a free to play version that are limited. Like you can only go up to whatever level or something. Um,
Works on console because I have a Nintendo and even an Xbox P
Final
and a
Fantasy.
PS5.
I think Final Fantasy you can get on the PS5, but you'll have to buy the game. You have to buy the base game. I think. I'm not 100%
Yes.
sure on that. Don't quote me. I don't know for sure.
No, you're right.
Um, World of
You have to buy the
Warcraft.
base game.
I don't think you can play World of Warcraft on Xbox.
Nope.
Um,
Okay.
I do know
But I have a
Fi-
Nintendo and PS5.
well, I know Final Fantasy is crossplay between PC and console,
PC or
right?
console,
So
you can get the Final Fantasy on the PS4 and the 5, so you're good there.
um,
Okay.
otherwise, I'm trying to think of a cross console multiplayer, and I honestly I don't know.
There aren't many.
Yeah, there's not very many that you can play cross console like that. Although that's becoming more common, it is becoming more common. So. Um,
Yeah. So,
and it's one of the things I think I'd really like to see going forward with Getty Legacy. Like when we get to that point, like it's a difficult challenge because you're trying to develop for multiple different technology sets. But if we
It
can,
will be a multiplayer or a
oh yeah,
single
it's
player?
definitely multiplayer. We're doing
Multiplayer.
we're doing small server multiplayer, right? So um, right now we're looking at between 64 and 128 players on the server. We want to kind of keep it small, um,
Well,
just because of the server load that we expect that the AI stuff will have. So it's a balancing act for resources.
well.
So that'll be fun.
Me see the website again. Well, it's very fun. Levelers and classless, craftable abilities, talk to NPC, AI, and procedural generation
Where
is
are you reading this off of?
wow. On Gakriwa Studio website?
Oh yeah, I haven't. I mean, not on there. Let's see.
No, this is our common things.
Hmm. What are common?
Common features.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Okay, well, so the thing, what you run into is
Voxel.
let's no. Okay, so here's the thing. Um, voxel engines have become more common, but a lot of them were uglier. They were kind of, I would say uglier. They were blocky, right? Think Minecraft.
Okay.
Um, and there's some design challenges with using destructible terrain inside of um, a permanent or semi-permanent environment. So if the player goes along and does a big spell and it blasts a big crater in the terrain, that crater is going to stay there for a long time. Um,
Yeah.
and we're looking at how we can handle things like, does it get weathered and grow over time? So like the terrain should change as based on the player's actions and in a hopefully in an aesthetically pleasing manner, right? Because the
Yeah.
the current the current voxel terrain generation that we get from Voxel Pro, which those guys are amazing. Go check them out. Um, you can get some pretty high quality terrains off of that.
Well, this looks.
Um,
Whoa.
the biggest differences are that you don't find that many games that let you craft abilities. In fact, I can't think of any right off the top of my head.
And destructible, full destructible world. What?
The full destructible
What do you
stuff.
mean constructabilities?
Well,
Like Minecraft?
mm, that one is actually more along the lines of oh, what was the name of that game? Now that's you've asked. Red Faction Guerrilla, where you could break all of the buildings, you could break down door. Like anything is breakable.
Whoa.
Anything is breakable.
Whoa. The ground?
Trees, ground is breakable. Yes, you can mine.
Wow.
Although I'm thinking that's probably going to be a bit more difficult, like because terrain changes, they have to be a little bit more difficult, or they're just going to destroy the landscape pretty badly. So that we'll have to do some testing with
Uh,
that and see how much of that we want to, or how we want to handle that particularly. And I don't want to make too many promises that until we see how it's going to play out, right? Because like it may be interesting. It sounds interesting to say, oh, well, your character can jump up into the air and smash your hammer down on the ground, and it's going to break a big hole in the ground, right? That sounds interesting, right up until you run into, and then your character's clipping through the
yeah.
terrain, or now you're stuck in a hole, and you didn't really want to create it there, and now you got to go work to fill it back in, and all this other stuff. So, um, we have to that's going to take some playing around to get it to work right and to make it fun and engaging. Um,
That's
but
going to take a lot of work.
the technology is there and we're making some good progress with it. Like we already have a working map for the entire Carpathian Mountains. It's certainly not 100% finished, right? But it's roughed out there, full landscape, full geometry. Um, so that's been pretty cool. Um, we've got the ability to add in the procedural terrain. Unreal Engine has some tools for that are just remarkable. We've already got the capacity to put in procedurally generated weapons and armor, so that's already there. Um,
Oh, what place is taking AI
um,
in Flagstone Getty Legacy? What is about? I don't understand.
there's okay, so there's a lot about that
Yeah.
we can't get into in too much detail. But so generally speaking, though, it'll be handling a lot of the background management for all of the um, creature spawning and biome management type stuff. AI actors that you can actually have conversations with.
Like talk to NPCs.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what
So this
is
is
this in the website.
yeah. So for that, you'd actually be able to just have your headphone on or whatever and have a conversation with the AI, voice to
Like
voice, voice to
like
voice, like we're
voice to
doing right now.
voice. Like what?
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa. What?
Yeah, the AI technology over the last year has really come a long
A
way,
normal
and
conversation?
normal is relative. So, uh,
What?
well, it's not like talking to a human. Let's be real, okay? So, because I want to keep,
Well, it
well,
will have a
people,
robotic voice.
we don't know yet, right? Like, so there's a lot of testing that we're still doing there. Um, and again, like a lot of the tech that we're working with on this game is very experimental. It hasn't been around very long, and the technology is changing very, very, very quickly. AI has blown up more in the last 2 years than it has in the last 2 decades.
Yeah.
But and the rate of change is only getting faster. In fact, I've spent the weekend sitting here watching updates on the latest AI news, and it's insane. It's insane.
Why is the common feature in both games, Talk to NPC and AI? Why is in Dreams of God a common feature?
Who put that in Dreams of God?
How?
How? No, I'm asking, where did you see that as a common? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Here, on the landing page.
Well, I'm not the one that made this page. Thank you very much, ma'am. You.
Just keep
This
it
is
secret.
don't blame me for this. I am the game designer, not the web developer.
Oh, well,
It's all your
not.
fault, Tony.
I
It's all your
didn't
fault.
make it.
Okay, so that really shouldn't be considered a common feature. I mean, look,
Someone has considered it.
you're gonna have a true role playing experience talking with NPCs via your GM. How's that, right? So, because if you're playing with a
Eh,
tabletop, the GM plays the NPCs.
Maybe if will be a virtual tabletop, it is
It
possible.
doesn't. They shouldn't have put that on there like that, and they need to correct it.
Um,
So
Are
I'll make sure I point it
AR?
out. Hmm?
AR?
I don't really know how far down that rabbit hole we're gonna try to go.
I will evolve.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure we're going to go down
that's
that rabbit hole pretty far, Tony.
no. Well, look, that's far down the road, right? Like at a
Okay,
minute,
okay,
at a minimum, that would be very far down the road.
okay.
Because the amount of infrastructure that it would take to support that is quite large and quite expensive. We're at that point we're talking into the tens of millions of dollars worth of investment just to get it started, right? So
Wow.
that's probably not in our early future. Unless there's some generous soul out there that just has bagfuls of money that they want to come spend on our game, then that's not in our early future. Um, Now, if if funding for it came through and we had the right team support, which we don't currently have, that would definitely be an interesting possibility to explore, right? Because there's a lot you could do with it. But I think in general, I really want to stay true to the kind of core tabletop experience of playing with your friends, right? I don't want it to be. I don't want it to turn. I don't want the tabletop game to turn into something that you play with a bunch of AI, because it's meant to be played person to person, right?
Like I doing now, the character sheet
Right. Yeah.
creation by a human.
Well, no, I mean, like there's some things you can automate, right? And those are like quality of life improvements. We can have a website up or a phone app up that allows you to create your character sheet on your phone very quickly and very efficiently, and it does all the math for you and all of that. That's easy. That's not a problem, right? But when you start getting into AR and you're talking about,
AR.
it's like AR is the augmented reality.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
wondering how the dice roll will look.
I'm actually I'm less worried about the dice roll because that's
Yeah.
actually fairly easy to handle. Um, I would be more concerned with like the fact that you're putting a layer of separation between the players,
Okay.
right? Like so, I I guess to me that person to person interaction that you get playing with your friends at the table is the core experience of a tabletop RPG. It's not the particular mechanics, it's not the particular lore. The experience is storytelling with your friends,
Yeah.
right? And so if something takes away from that, I'm not sure how far into it I want to lean personally. Now,
And I to replace GM is sad.
yeah, like because that's yeah. Now, for some players, they might think it's good because what it does is it kind of alleviates the need to go find a group, right?
Yeah.
And now, Doug, this is where your expertise will come in here. Why don't you explain to her what happened in EverQuest whenever people started complaining about trying to find a group, and Sony decided to automate that process with mercenaries and botting.
Oh,
Wow.
it totally fucked up the game. You had people that were able to bring in a tank that they just gave the in-game money to, or a healer, or a DPS, and it was dependent upon your play style. But most people could then turn around and go out and do things that they wouldn't normally be able to do with a group by themselves. And it really screwed up everything in there, and in turn caused fewer and fewer groups. Whereas people like myself, being a DPS class, I'm not able to find groups easily. I mean,
Wow.
it's a real pain for me to find somebody that's going to be able to A, tank the mobs that we need to kill, and
Okay.
B, find a healer that's willing to actually do it, and to find ones that are actually really good at the class or even decent enough to basically keep the mobs off me as a caster.
Got
Whereas the
it.
mercenaries can now do things like
Oh.
that, and it's really caused a lot of players to
The
more or
ultimate
less be very lax in their abilities, and they're not willing to learn more about their class anymore. So it makes things difficult.
at the end of the day, um, okay, at the end of the day, adding that AI component in there, what it actually did was it stopped people from playing together because there was no need for people to play
Hmm.
together. They could just play with AI, so they became more and more isolated, right? And
And
that seems to be the opposite of what we're trying to achieve here, right? So,
if you look at it in this sense, is back before the AI intervention in EverQuest, I was able to find groups fairly easily. I had a dozen friends I could talk to and jump into a game with. And when the AI arrived, even a lot of those friends of mine just kind of drifted off, doing their own
Wow.
things by themselves.
right,
Or in cases like, I mean, I could use Roy as a good example here. He's now six boxing.
Well,
So
well,
he's using
wow.
six tunes to fill out a group and do things himself because nobody's willing to group with him because he doesn't need them. And the other problem is that nobody really needs him
right,
because they've got their own little core setup
right,
with either three tunes or six tunes they run by themselves. And if they're running three tunes, they also run the three mercenaries. So there really is no need for groups anymore.
Wow.
yeah,
It's really cut down on the social aspect of the game that really made it a huge success in the first place.
Hmm.
yeah. So, like I said, the big thing there is that if you give the players the ability to replace their friends with robots, they will. Just because it's easier, they can play when they want to, when it's convenient for them.
Yeah.
And because they can do that, they will do that. And at the end of the day, it'll destroy the social fabric of the community. And I don't think that's really a good way. Now, if there's a way to do both, where like you can have the AR, but you still, we still have to have all the players there and all of that, and manage, if we could navigate that space and do it successfully, I think it would be cool. But there's a lot of problems for that. I mean, not the least of which is, could you imagine a bunch of people with goggles on stumbling around a room swinging sticks at each other? There'd be so many injuries. We'd be sued out of existence. There'd be so many lawsuits.
Apocalyptic.
Right. Okay. Well, guys, I've been informed that we have to wrap the stream down for now. So, Andrea, we'll pick this up next week and we'll get on the
I'm
abilities.
sorry,
No, don't apologize for anything.
but
You're
I
good.
don't
You're
want
good.
the yelling thing.
Huh? The what?
To
That's all
hear.
good.
No. Yeah. But well, we're gonna pick it up
Thank
next
you
week,
for
so it's no
being
problem.
patient.
Oh, I don't know how patient I am. I'm not. Yeah. That was Bama.
Patient.
That was Bama sitting there going, "You're not." And she's right. I'm
How's it
not.
going, my wife?
All right,
Did
guys.
she hear us?
Yeah. Well, I think she can. I think she can hear me through my headphones a little bit because I have them up pretty loud.
No,
No. Or are you watching the stream?
neither. I can just hear your side of the conversation.
Oh, okay. All right.
Eavesdropping.
I'll tell
All
the
right,
wife I said hello.
All right. Well, Doug says hi.
Hi.
Hi,
And me
wifey.
too.
Hi.
Where is
Hey,
that?
and so does Andrea. Hi.
Oh, this side.
Hey, there's my
Hi.
wife.
All right, guys. So we're gonna wrap this up.
Hello.
So we're gonna wrap this up here. Andrea, next week we'll pick back up with abilities, and if you have any questions, and
The same-
anybody
same hour.
listening, yeah, same time. So and if
Okay.
anybody has any questions about the game or is interested in just learning how to piece some of this stuff together, you can normally find us over on the Flagstone community Discord. Links in the chat or below in the description. And you've also got access to our fourth wall merchandise for Worlds by Design. We have some Flagstone merch
And
on
I
there
need
as
a
well.
hoodie without Gucci, with Flagstone.
Right. And we've got some new merch that's in development, so we'll be dropping that out there shortly. So with that, guys, it's been great. We'll have fun, and we'll catch you back over on Discord.
Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
Bye.